Yeah, welcome to Understanding Geology. In this tutorial, we'll be discussing the law of superposition. Every geoscientist must have heard of the law, except if you did not study your geosciences on Earth. But every geoscientist on Earth must have one time or the other come across with the law of superposition. It's a very common and very simple law of geology. The law is also very important in geology. The law was proposed in 1669 by a Danish scientist, Nicholas Steno, and popularized by William Smith. The law states that in an undisturbed sequence of rocks deposited in layers, the youngest layer is at the top and the oldest is at the bottom. Very simple and straightforward law. The key point to note for the understanding of this law is that the rocks are undisturbed. That means there is no folding, there is no faulting, or there is no other effect by tectonic activities. The layman understanding of undisturbed just means it has not been shifted or moved. Same thing is applicable to this law. No faulting and no folding. Layer deposit, it means the law is only applicable to sedimentary rocks. It is not applicable to igneous and metamorphic rocks, as they are not layer deposits. The oldest rock is at the bottom and the youngest rock is at the top. So those are the four key things. When you understand those four key things in the law, you can twist the law anyhow that you like, making sure those four key things are present. Now let me take the law again in another way. In a layer deposit, sedimentary rocks, that is not disturbed by tectonic activities which may result to folding or faulting, the oldest rock is at the bottom while the youngest rock is at the top. The process of a layered rock formation goes like: this rock was deposited first, and which makes it the oldest, followed by the second layer of rock. Then this third layer of rock was deposited, followed by the fourth, then the fifth. Then this rock was deposited last, which makes it the sixth, and therefore the youngest rock deposited. Let me use a common example that we see in our everyday life in the kitchen. We have a stack of plates in the kitchen. Normally, from this stack of plates, this plate is placed last with respect to the time of placement compared to other plates there. And the plate at the bottom is placed first. If I want to add a new plate without stressing myself, where will I put it? Obviously, I'll put it at the top. If I want to put the plate at the middle, I will have to move part of the plate and place it there. But why stress myself? That reminds me when we want to submit our books in school. Some of us will shove it at the middle because we don't want the lecturer or the teacher to see it first. The same thing is applicable to nature. Why should nature stress itself? So nature will simply put the youngest bed at the top. Then the stress we are referring to here, because nature sometimes stresses itself, is the tectonic activity or the tectonic effect that may cause folding and faulting. So sometimes the rocks becomes folded and faulted, and kind of a way the youngest rock is not at the top anymore and the oldest is not at the bottom. I hope you now understand the law. It's very simple. So let's test our understanding of the law. Let's take a quiz. If you're walking along this road and you saw those layered rocks, which rock is the oldest and which is the youngest? If you say this is the oldest, then you are right. But if you say this is the youngest, you may be wrong. The question is which rock? We're referring to rock. Most sedimentary rocks have overburden, which are not rocks but are mostly sands or laterite. Therefore, you have to be sure if the one at the top is a sedimentary rock. If it is a sedimentary rock indeed, then it is the youngest. And if not, the rock beneath it is the youngest. In this case, the layer at the top here is not a rock, it is just a lateritic soil. So it is not the youngest rock per se. It is the youngest sediment deposited, but it is not the youngest rock. So this rock is the youngest rock. Now you understand the law of superposition. You see, it's pretty simple. Now let us take another quiz. In this layer of rocks, where is the Jungian direction pointing? I've not mentioned Jungian direction before, but you can give it a try. Before I answer the question, what is younging direction? It is simply the direction to younger breeds. So, this is the younging direction. The birds get progressively younger to the top, and the youngest bird is deposited at the top. If you get that, let me give you a clap. If you don't need to feel bad. Now you understand the law of superposition and you know what younging direction is. Do you have any question for us? Put it in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more geologic explanations.